Hello and welcome to this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beehler. The 2017 Washington State Legislature session is set to get underway on the second Monday of January, and the session is expected to be difficult and long. Legislators will be dealing with how to meet a deadline to fully fund education. Still, amid the rancor over paying for education, local government will be continuing to try and get lawmakers to focus on issues important to them. When the session convenes on January 9th in Olympia, cities like Yakima will be busy convincing the legislature that even though education funding must be addressed, local issues can't be overlooked. Adopted by the Yakima City Council in September, the city's highest 2017-2018 legislative and administrative priorities include passage of the Washington Voting Rights Act, efforts to address homelessness, affordable housing and human services, safe routes to schools funding for gang prevention, intervention, and suppression, funding for public defender costs, revenue options for cities, and securing bicycle and pedestrian path grants, as well as funding for improvements to the old Boise Cascade mill site. Additional priorities for the city during next year's legislative session include funding for the state's law enforcement academy, amending public records laws, and changing the formula related to how the state and local governments share funding from a federal transportation source. About a month ago, the Yakima City Council approved changes to the Yakima Municipal Code to allow transportation network companies like Uber and Lyft to operate here. Prior to then, services like Uber and Lyft had to meet regulations that were originally developed for taxi cab companies. The regulations that were adopted by the City Council in early November take into account differences in the business models utilized by taxi companies and transportation network companies. Under the newly adopted rules, taxi cab companies and transportation network companies can both operate in the city. Several Uber drivers are now providing service in the Yakima area. A Yakima park few people noticed is now looking great, and our community is another step closer to receiving an important designation. With those stories, here's CityCast's Ken Crockett.
Thank you, Randy. It's easy to see the changes that have occurred at Rose Alma Garden Club Park, located in Yakima City Council District 4, which is represented by Bill Lover. Located near the southeast corner of the intersection of 16th Avenue and Tieton Drive, the park has been turned into a landscaping showcase thanks to the generosity of local businesses. Work began in late October after Hogback Development and Stevenson Sons Construction approached the city, offering to donate labor and materials for the project. Russell Landscaping performed the work, which transformed the park with the installation of new trees, ground cover, basalt rocks, and gravel. With the addition of concrete pathway pavers donated by Western Building Materials, the small park has been turned into an attractive area for visitors and bus riders waiting at a nearby transit stop on Tieton Drive. The value of the park improvements is estimated at $20,000. Yakima is another step closer to the designation of Tree City, USA. The recent approval of a tree care ordinance and the creation of a tree board by the City Council completes the application process that began in September. Other requirements include employing a city arborist, spending $2 per capita on trees, and holding an annual Arbor Day celebration. The tree care standards would primarily apply to public property, but it's hoped that the effort will encourage private property owners to take more interest in tree care. City leaders hope to learn by February if their application has been approved by the Arbor Day Foundation. There are more than 3,400 Tree City U.S. communities across the country, with 88 in Washington State. Back to you, Randy.
Thank you, Kim. When we come back, CityCast Sean Davido will provide you with tips about how to stay safe during the cold weather. You're watching Y-PAC's CityCast.
here for my flu shot, and I understand that there are options for people who are 65 and older.
There are, but you don't look 65.
It's very flattering, but you know who I am. What if I said, who's the boss of my health?
You've never seen Who's the Boss?
My boss is in the back.
Flu season is here, and people who are 65 and older need to ask about the vaccine made specifically for their age.
Judith Light, come on back.
Visit the National Council on Aging at ncoa.org/flu and talk to your doctor about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
My name is Jack Kurtzinger, and I coach Grid Kid football, and I teach self-defense.
My name's Ryan Pepper, and I coach youth basketball.
I'm Jim Moore, and I'm a certified EMT.
I'm Elaine Gonzalez, and I'm a police chaplain.
What do we have in common? We're all a part of your Yakima Police Department. Be part of the solution.
Cold weather brings with it many challenges. Among them is keeping your vehicle and any valuables inside safe. To tell you more, here's CityCast's Sean Davidow.
Thanks, Randy. It's the holiday season, and for some, this is also the time of year to seize an opportunity. Unfortunately for the rest of us, those people are criminals and are looking for any chance to steal your car, your purse, your cell phone, or all those Christmas presents you just bought. And sometimes we make it far too easy for them. As temperatures drop and snow and frost cover our car hoods and windshields, the Yakima Police Department wants to remind people that leaving a vehicle running unoccupied for any length of time is just a bad idea. More than 700 cars are stolen in Yakima each year on average, and while residents think it's convenient to warm up their car in the cold weather, they don't consider that leaving a vehicle open and running is an open invitation to a car thief, and within seconds it can be gone. Now the same goes for leaving valuables in plain sight in your car. Leaving purses or electronics in seats or on dashboards is often an irresistible temptation for a car prowler looking to make a quick grab. Also, make sure you lock your car at night, or even if you're just running in somewhere for a second. The easiest way to break into a car is if a thief doesn't actually have to break anything. This also applies to those out doing their holiday shopping. If possible, don't leave expensive gifts or store bags in plain sight. Put them in the trunk or leave them out of sight and shop smart. Try not to leave major purchases in vehicles sitting in a parking lot. Pick up those big ticket items on your way home, or have the store hold them for pickup until you finish your shopping. It's just a few things to keep in mind when you're out there. And remember, thieves are just waiting to make you a victim, so don't give them the opportunity this holiday season. And Randy, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you, too, for joining us for this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. You can stay up to date with events, activities, and more involving the City of Yakima by accessing the multiple communications platforms provided by the city. On the City of Yakima website at yakimawa.gov, you'll find unedited coverage of public meetings held by the City Council, the Yakima Planning Commission, and various other boards, committees, and commissions. The website also provides information about each and every city division and department. The city's Facebook page links you to details about meeting agendas, entertainment activities, and more. And the city's Twitter page is the ideal way to learn about what's going on with the City of Yakima while you're on the go. Visit the City of Yakima website, find us on Facebook, or follow the city on Twitter. Well, this is the final CityCast episode for 2016. All of us here at Y-PAC thank you for watching this year, and we look forward to another successful CityCast season in 2017. From our crew to yours, happy holidays. We'll see you again next year. I'm Randy Beehler. Take care.
For more information on Y-PAC CityCast, call 575-6092.